You're watching the Live Well, brought to you by Rapala.
Hello and welcome to the Marathon Bassmaster Studios. I'm Tommy Sanders, and it is time for the very first edition for 2021 of the Live Well, presented by Rapala, as we are on the verge of beginning our brand new season here. And to get us all set up, all tuned up on our very first stop to St. Johns River in Florida, we bring in the former Bassmaster Classic champion, two-time Angler of the Year, the great Davy Hite. And Davy, it's the shortest off season we've ever had, but I think nonetheless everyone's ready to go, raring to go.
Oh, I guarantee you they are. I'm pretty excited about it myself, Tommy, as I'm sure you are. Going back to Palatka and another great start. I'm sure I've been talking to a lot of the anglers, getting boats ready, getting their wraps finalized, getting their jerseys and all that stuff. A lot of excitement in the air, and looking forward to hopefully a great 2021, and maybe we can finish the season on time as the schedule is supposed to be.
Wouldn't that be fantastic? Well, Davey, you know, we put you on the spot every time we do this because predicting is one of the hardest things to do, but it's really hard to predict when we're talking about river fishing and we're talking about weather this time of year. What do you think is in store for us on the St. Johns River this time around?
Well, Tommy, you're exactly right. It's really hard to predict, but that's what makes it so interesting. I love going to Palatka. Obviously, great crowds there. The fans are what make our sport so special. But going there back-to-back years at basically the same time of year, you think, wow, maybe they should change it up. But the cool thing about Florida, especially this time of year, February, you're almost fishing a different fishery each and every week, each and every year, because the vegetation change. We've seen that. You see a lot of fish being caught in Lake George. Last year, after I was down there for a day or so, I did go out on a little limb and say, hey, I think the tournament will be won north of Palatka this year, and it was. So it'll be a very interesting tournament. Even though we have been there this time of year, I think it's going to fish very differently.
Yeah, it's been some wild swings. We look at 2019 and Rick Clunn catching 34 pounds on the final day, almost busting 100 pounds last year. Paul Mueller, as you mentioned, doing something completely different, going north and not even catching 50 pounds for 3 days of fishing. It was a shortened tournament. The weather, I'm not even going to mess with the weather predictions. It's going to get cooler during the course of this thing, but the thing about these bass, it seems like they react to that very quickly, and they're very slow to get back into their normal situations.
You're exactly right. I mean, you absolutely nailed it, Tommy. I think this year is going to be, once again, different. You know, you mentioned Rick Clunn winning that event and having a 34 pounds that final day. What a phenomenal tournament. You know, just big bass. Not only Rick, but there were some other people that just caught 8, 9, 10-pound bass during that week. It'll just depend on how the weather unfolds, as you mentioned. And, you know, I've looked at the long-range forecast. Looks like it's going to be rainy several days, no doubt about it. But it looks like we're going to have a mixture of some warmer days and some cooler days. So here's my prediction, I guess, going into this tournament. The angler that wins this event will have to be versatile, and I think have to change up. We saw a lot of people last year fishing wacky rigs, fishing finesse baits. You know, a Cinco, when you go to Florida, especially, but anywhere really, but when you go to Florida, I guarantee you on those calm days, the nice days that you can cast a wacky worm, it will be a player, no doubt about it. A 5-inch Cinco, we saw a lot of fish caught on it last year. But here's something a little different. We've seen this a little bit from Kelly J, but I think more anglers this year will catch fish on a jerk bait. This is a shadow wrap. Actually, I've kind of fallen in love with this bait through many, many years, but another bait, a 13 fishing Loco Special, is a jerk bait that I've used a lot in all season here in South Carolina. So the jerk bait, the wacky worm, you know, the Cinco, and then I also think, we don't see this a lot down there, but here it's a little going out on the limb prediction. I think we'll see some crankbaits maybe come into play this year. But weather, the river, I think, will be a factor. And the crankbait like this, a flat crankbait, this is OG 6 Slim. It's a flat crankbait that only runs about 5 or 6 feet deep. So I think you will have to use multiple baits, soft plastic, some hard baits, that sort of thing. Maybe even on a pretty day, a double, you know, like an X-Prop, that sort of thing. I don't think we'll see one angler go out and, you know, use just a spinnerbait or just a chatterbait or even just a Cinco. But I think those baits will be players this week.
Well, that is great, Davey. Can't wait to see how it all plays out, and can't wait to meet our new faces. We got a new expanded field here, and some really, really strong anglers among those newcomers to the Elite Series.
No doubt about it. It's probably, and we say this all the time, Tommy, but we're not making this up. It's the strongest rookie field, if you want to call rookies. Every time we have a new class of anglers through the opens, there's some anglers there that have won $1 million plus, it seems like every time. But then you also see those college anglers coming up. I'm super, super excited about. We've got one heck of a new field of anglers, a group of anglers that are joining the elite field. And some of those anglers are going to be ready to contend for the major titles, the Angler of the Year, not just Rookie of the Year, but I think we'll see a few of those guys all the way at the end of the season be in contention for Angler of the Year. It's going to be a great season, I guarantee you.
I believe you on that one, Davey, for sure. Great job as always. We look forward to talking with you on the water. You'll be lending your expertise down there, and of course we'll have the coverage for you beginning next Thursday all the way through Sunday for the AFTCO Bassmaster Elite at the St. John's.